Richard Branson is a skilled entrepreneur and businessman. He started the Virgin Group with more than 400 companies. The Virgin Group began as a small record shop he started in 1972 and grew into a big company with interests in transport, media, and entertainment. Richard Branson is also known for his lively personality. He has taken on tough adventure challenges like sailing across the Atlantic and joining around the world hot air balloon journeys. Richard Branson was born on the 18th of July 1950 in Blackheath, London. His father worked as a barrister. Branson went to Scatcliffe School and later to Stowe School. He had dyslexia, so academics didn't come easily to him. He found more interest in activities outside of studies, like playing football and cricket. When he was 15 years old, he started his first business attempts. He tried growing trees and also raised bajaragas. These early experiences marked the beginning of his journey as an entrepreneur. Once, he was caught leaving the bedroom of the headmaster's daughter, which led to his expulsion from school. This incident deeply affected him, and he even wrote a note contemplating suicide, feeling overwhelmed. When the note was discovered, he was pardoned. However, due to his struggles with studies, he left school at 16, quitting high school early. After leaving school, he came back to London and started his first successful business. He launched a magazine focused on youth culture, naming it The Student. This magazine, made by students and for students, began in 1966. He attracted big companies to advertise in it, wanting to reach the student audience. This helped him give away the first 50,000 copies for free. The 1960s in London was a lively period known as the swinging 60s. During this time, Branson openly admits that he embraced the hippie lifestyle, living in a communal setup in a big shared house. This house was filled with the sounds of music and the influence of the prevalent drug culture. While he was living this hippie life, Branson also showed his clever business side. He started a mail-order record company called Virgin, alongside the Student magazine. The idea for the name, Virgin, came from one of his colleagues, who suggested it because they were all new to business. Branson later said that he accidentally got into business, not to make money, but because he was frustrated with things not being better. With the small but promising profits from his magazine and mail-order business, he managed to open a record shop on Oxford Street in London. By offering lower prices than other shops on the main street, Virgin Records started growing well. However, there was a time when an unpaid tax bill created financial trouble, and to help Branson stay afloat, his mother Eve had to remortgage her house. Her support showcased the strong bond of family and Branson's determination to keep going in his chosen path. When Branson's involvement in the music industry grew, he teamed up with Nick Powell to start his own music label, called Virgin Music, in 1972. And within just a year, luck smiled upon Branson. His first artist, Mike Oldfield, created the album, Tubular Bells, which became a massive hit, staying on the music charts for more than 4 years. This success not only put Branson in the spotlight but also brought in good earnings. With this, he got the chance to work with some of the best bands of that time, like Culture Club, the Rolling Stones, Genesis, and even bands that stirred controversy like the Sex Pistols. It showed how Branson's music label became a platform for various kinds of talented musicians. In 1984, Branson took a big step by starting Virgin Atlantic Airways, which became his most significant business venture. This move put him in competition with big airlines like British Airways, which were run by countries. There was a lot of competition, and Virgin even accused British Airways of using unfair tactics to take their customers. This got so serious that they had to go to court. Eventually, British Airways agreed to settle the matter outside of court. However, things took a different turn in 1992. To help his struggling airline, Virgin Atlantic, Branson had to sell his beloved Virgin Records to a company called EMI for £500 million. This was a tough decision for him, but he did it to keep his airline going. It showed how determined Branson was to make his aviation dream a success. The Virgin Group embarked on various impressive ventures. They launched Virgin Mobile in 1999 and entered the British Railways with Virgin Trains in 1993. In 2007, Virgin Money was born, showcasing Branson's ongoing entrepreneurial spirit. However, not every venture saw the same success. Ventures like Virgin Cola and Virgin Vodka didn't do as well. There was also a time when Branson tried to get the contract for running the national lottery, but despite offering to do it without making a profit, he didn't win the contract. This journey is a mix of successful achievements and lessons learned along the way. Richard Branson believes in a special way of running a business. He thinks that his businesses should be built from the bottom, which means listening to everyone's ideas, not just those at the top. He values feedback from all his staff and doesn't rely only on a top-down approach. He is not afraid to take risks and tries out different and unique business ideas. In his autobiography, he also mentions that having fun is a big part of how he looks at life and business. After meeting Al Gore, Branson got worried about global warming. So, he started Virgin Fuels to promote other options instead of fossil fuels. He also decided to use the money he makes from his transport business to make fuels that are better for the environment. In 2007, he began the Virgin Earth Challenge. This is a competition that offers a prize of $25 million to the best idea that can take greenhouse gases out of the air without causing harm. This shows how much Branson cares about making the planet cleaner and safer. Richard Branson loves taking up tough challenges to break world records. In 1986, he sailed across the Atlantic Ocean faster than anyone before. He also tried to set records with hot air balloons. But in 1998, he couldn't succeed in flying around the world in a hot air balloon. This shows how he's always eager to do amazing things, even if there are some tough times along the way. Alongside icons like Nelson Mandela and Peter Gabriel, Branson joined hands to create a special group called the Elders. This group works to find peaceful solutions for big problems and conflicts that have been around for a long time. Some other important members include Desmond Tutu, Kofi Annan, Jimmy Carter, and Muhammad Yunus. Branson also cares a lot about helping others. He does different kinds of charity work, like supporting education in Kenya and a group called Soldiers for Peace. He's also been a part of a global team that talks about drug policy. All of this shows how much he wants to make the world better in many different ways. According to the Sunday Times, Richard Branson's wealth is estimated to be around £3.065 billion, which makes him the fourth richest person in the UK. He has a lot of his money invested in places outside the UK, and some people have criticized him for not paying enough taxes in the UK. In response, Branson says that he prefers to live on Necker Island, which is a 74-acre piece of land he owns in the British Virgin Islands. He says this is better for his health. Branson got married to Kristen Tomassi in 1972, but they got divorced in 1979. Later, in 1989, he got married again to Joan Templeman. He has 3 children from these marriages. In the year 2000, Richard Branson was given the title of a Knight. This is a special honor he received for his big contributions to business and society.